Fantastic. And you can use this as a bookmark in your book. So, fantastic. Boom, boom, boom. Questions? Okay, also last week we talked about the idea with perspective. Remember, perspective can lead to a place of patience. Okay? And when we begin to be more patient in life, patience can lead to actually positive promises in our life. A lot of P's going on here. That we can actually believe, we can have hope in our future. As opposed to another way, if I've got a jacked up perspective, the jacked up perspective can lead to fear, which leads to some chaotic thinking. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm never going to be in control, which can lead to frustration, aggravation, discouragement, and eventually hopelessness. Okay, that's another way you can go with a perspective. But perspective is a key thing. So how do we get our perspective settled? How do we get our perspective anchored in life? This comes from our truth wall. Designing our truth wall. So now we come to the place of what are some truths that you guys have discovered about yourself? Because I want to start with just doing a little bit of clarifying some truth. Okay? If anybody, and I'll start with one, okay? An old truth that I used to go by, all right, smaller case T, but an old truth that I used to go by was that I will never be as successful as I want to be. Because there was something inherent in me, it's not going to happen. It happened for them, but it won't happen for me. It won't happen for me. That was something that I lived with for a long time. The new capital T truth that I replaced that with was, there is a future of success for me. Okay? For me, future success is how I distilled that in my life. Future success, it would be one. So that made it onto my truth wall. Future success. It's already part of my future. It's already there. It's not future success if I do everything right. It wasn't that. It's already there. I just need to move toward it. What would be something for you guys?
Are you asking for
Yes,
things,
yeah, just one or two things that you have found, that you've discovered over this last week that has made it onto your truth wall.
I can accomplish anything if I try.
Okay? This is good.
I do not have to have my mother's temper.
Okay. Cool. Love that.
I'm selfless and thankful.
Beautiful. You know that? Okay.
Mine's pretty basic. I am smart enough.
Okay, I'm smart enough. Good. Now, the reason why I wanted to toss just one out is because I want to condense this a little bit. A lot of times, especially if people are using scripture in the Bible, what makes it onto their truth wall is like 4 lines, of scripture, like 5 verses. And it's like, okay, whoa, way too much. Way too much. Let's condense. What I like to do is condense and distill that truth down to 1, 2, or 3 words. I'm not my mom. Period. Okay? I am selfless. Selfless is a word that I put up.
Smart.
Smart. Those are the words that make it onto our truth wall. Because when I look at the word smart, I can easily add, I am smart. I can easily add mom's emotions and all that kind of stuff. I can add that in there. But when I look at the word, it immediately brings to mind what this truth is. Does that make sense? Because I can only carry, the reason why I'm doing this, because I can only carry around so much in my thinking. And if I'm trying to remember an entire verse or an entire sentence, it can be a lot more difficult than just the word that I'm trying to carry
I
around.
don't like that I am not my mom.
Okay.
For my truth wall.
Okay, which one? So you are not your mom's, what was it, the emotions with your mom? Your mom's temper, okay. So what is it, if I may ask, what is it about your mom's temper that you're saying I'm not?
Her reactable Fire.
Okay, fire. So you are what? Instead of that, you want to be, or you know you are something else.
Thoughtful.
Very good. I'm thoughtful. Okay? I'm thought out.
Rational.
I'm rational. I'm patient. Okay? Those types of words is what we're looking for. Okay? I get it. Yeah, I'm not my mom. Okay, I did go a little far on that. Sorry about that. Okay? And Dr. Tate, what was yours that you said, the sentence that you said?
It could be abbreviated down to capable.
Okay, I'm capable. And so once again, we want to come up with different words that we find on our truth wall. And primarily, the words right here at the beginning that I want to encourage you to get onto your truth wall are words that specifically contradict that negative voice that keeps hitting you. That very common negative voice that comes at you. Fair enough? So, continuing to build the truth wall. It's going to be very important for us. So as we see here, have you ever been in a place where you're frustrated, confused, you're doing all that you know to do, but it's just not working for you? Gets so frustrating. I remember being in the place. In this place, have you ever felt like just quitting? It's not going to work. I've tried everything. Anybody ever said that? Maybe not out of your mouth, but you thought that. I've tried everything. It's just not working. Okay? And these are some key phrases that we tend to say to ourselves. Looking back, if you look back into your past, have you been through a difficult situation that when you think of it back there, it was overwhelming and crazy, and it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But now, when you look back at it, you're going, okay, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was a big deal, but I really made it a whole lot more than it needed to be. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay? Has anybody ever said this before? Or ever felt hindsight is always 20/20? You know? Hindsight is always 20/20. I love that phrase. I remember I was probably 37, 38 years old. And somebody told me that phrase, and I remember just hearing in my head, I want to live. I want to live and think about my future as if I have hindsight. In other words, as I'm coming into a problem, I want to project myself on the other side of the problem, looking back at the problem with hindsight. And rather than going through all the emotional turmoil and all the crazy confusion and all that kind of stuff, to get to hindsight, I want to go into this thing saying, no, this is who I am, and this is how I need to perceive this problem. It's not going to take me out. It's not too big for me to handle. I can accomplish this. I am capable. And then work through that issue, get to the other issue, get to the other side of it, and rather than going, man, I guess I should have known that I would get through it. I want to get to the other side and go, bam, I knew that I would get through it. And be able to walk through that thing with confidence. Does that make sense? You know, that kind of idea of, man, is it possible for me to look at my future with hindsight? I think you can do that, especially if you understand this idea that there is an ultimate me out here looking back at me where I am today saying, there's more. I want to listen to this guy and not always just listen to this guy. Because this guy's always going to see the boundaries that are right in front. But this guy's going to speak truth to me. I have to make sure that I'm hearing the truth, capital T. And I'm not just hearing circumstantial truth, and specifically I'm not hearing a bunch of crappy lies. Okay? You'll never do this, you'll never accomplish this, you'll never be able to do that. I mean, you hear stories about that all the time. You know? And all these people that have overcome obstacles, and something was in them. They were listening to some kind of voice that got them beyond. Next thing you know, you hear their stories, and their stories are inspiring to us. Man, that must be great to be that person. You are that person. You are that person in the making. So, let's see here. Let's go ahead and jump down to these pictures down at the bottom. Why do hard things happen to good people? Have you ever wondered that? I mean, I can understand, Amanda, don't get me wrong. Some people make stupid decisions, right? And as some people, not us, but other people, some people make stupid decisions. And from those stupid decisions, their life is pretty hard. You know, because they've made stupid decisions. But that's not me. I'm not making stupid decisions. But hard things still happen. Difficult things still happen. Wait a minute. I've been making good decisions. I've been doing right things. I'm a good person. Why does this happen to me? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody ever heard someone say that before? Not you, but you've heard people. Why do hard things happen to good people? I thought in my economy, when growing up, I thought that if you did A, B, and C, then D would happen. But when D wouldn't happen in my life, I remember just, what is up? Especially as I entered into my 20s. You know, you kind of moving out from the house and kind of getting out there, all of a sudden, wait, life is not what I thought it was. And it really shook me, and that's where you guys find me in the midst of the book. There. So, why do hard things happen to good people? You can see this picture here. On the left, you've got this big lump of clay. On the right, you've got this sculpture. You guys, if you turn the page, pressure, hard things, difficulties, that's what shapes you. To get that lump of clay to turn into sculpture, you've got to press on it. You have to take things away from it. What's the story of when Michelangelo was sculpting the thing of David, the statue of David, out of granite? You guys ever hear that story? The Pope comes to him and goes, Michelangelo. It's my Italian accent. Sorry about that. How are you going to turn that lump of granite into a statue of David? And Michelangelo kind of steps back and he looks and he thinks, takes a moment, kind of building up the tension. And he looks at the Pope and he goes, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to knock everything off of that lump of granite that does not look like David. And at the end, I will have a sculpture. Right here, I'm going to knock everything off of this person that doesn't look like the ultimate you. And at the end of the day, what's going to result is the ultimate you. So why do difficult things happen to good people? To shape you, to form you, to make you into the ultimate fulfilled you. But I'm just, unfortunately, I am more interested in comfort. Okay? And okay, it's not that you're wrong, but desiring comfort over fulfillment will always leave you unfulfilled. Maybe comfortable, but unfulfilled. Fair enough? So, we can see that there is a path. Struggle causes us to, if we have the right perspective, struggle, the purpose of struggle is to lead to perseverance. Add that word there, endurance, also add perseverance at number 2. Perseverance leads to character. Character leads to right decisions. Right decisions lead me to right actions. Right actions lead me to hope in my life. That's actually an old ancient saying, all right? That struggle leads to perseverance. Perseverance leads to character, and character leads to hope. And hope does not disappoint. Man, that's where I want to be. I want to live in this place of hope that does not disappoint. No discipline. Love this. No discipline seems pleasurable or pleasant at the moment, but painful. However, later on, it produces a harvest of right living for those who have been trained by it. I mean, my wife and I, Lisa, we were just looking at each other today. We've been doing some weight loss stuff. I'm down about 25, she's down about 20. We're, all right, this is really good. But we're wanting to do 10 more, okay? Both of us would like to go 10 more pounds. However, I'm eating ice cream. You know?
Then
I'm eating
soda.
sugar. I'm drinking. Yesterday I had a soda. We've been on this low carb, low sugar diet. All right? And I mean, we've lost weight really good on that sucker. But for some reason, all right, after being on a cruise and after going on a vacation, we came back, we've just kind of gotten off the diet. And for some reason, we're not losing weight anymore. And so Lisa and I this morning, while we're both in the bathroom, we're staring at each other, talking to each other through the mirror. You guys ever do that before? You know, going, all right, pound it. We're going to make the decisions. Low sugar, low carbs. Let's get back on this thing. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you.
Did you go throw away all your ice cream?
Okay. No, we didn't. We didn't, because there are, you know, we do have our daughter and everything like that, so you got to live with that.
Oh,
That
they're
third
that
day.
willpower.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Oh, Oreos, hello. And but the thing is no discipline in the moment is pleasant. I don't want to have to do that, but if I want to get to this result, I've got to have discipline in my life. Okay? So again, no pressure at the moment seems pleasurable or pleasant, but if I look at it through the right perspective, it's this pressure that is actually going to shape me. Now the problem is, it's easy enough for us to go, yeah, I can agree with that concept that pressure shapes. Yeah, no, that's good stuff, that's good stuff. Until I am experiencing pressure. This is stupid, I don't get it, why? I don't understand. What needs to be done? I thought I already did that. We get all mad at the pressure. It's like, relax. There's something going on that we need to go on a treasure hunt for. We need to go on a journey to discover the value of pressure. Yes, there are pressures that happen in my life that I don't fully understand, but that doesn't mean that I throw out this whole concept of pressure shapes. Okay? It's not understood pressure shapes. It's pressure in general. Next, remember talking about the fire, hammer, and water process that we go through? Here we have on the left a picture of this blacksmith that's banging. Anybody, does this emotionally, does this look familiar? The hammer crashing down and sparks flying all over. Okay, it's a great little emotional metaphor there. Ah, kind of freaking out in a moment, feeling a little chaotic.
What the heck?
Yeah, it's like, what is going on? Stop hitting me. Stop with the heat already. But if we understand, we have the perspective that pressure creates and pressure forms us, then we can see over on the right-hand side, oh, okay, I get it now. I had to go through that to get to this. Just like today, you can look back at some difficult situations. Now, do I want to go back through those difficult situations again? No, I don't. But I can appreciate them for what they have formed in me.